All right. Welcome to our next episode of No Sugar Added.
Now this week we haven't brought back the meat, but we did bring back the sweet. See what I did there?
Hilarious. Okay, sorry.
Okay, so what are we talking about this week?
All right, so we are talking about sweets because I don't know about you, but I get some cravings.
Now, we had somebody in the comments mention that they wanted us to talk about detoxing, and well, the thing is,
We really haven't had much of a reaction. There no headaches, no like actual physical side effects.
where we have felt it is more like cravings. I, for instance, had some dreams about some junk food and some sugary foods.
At my work, we have the candy dishes, we have the donuts, and we have the soda. Especially when you're feeling stressed, it's hard to sit there and say no.
Speaking for myself here, I had a few instances of overeating this week. It wasn't a sugar thing, it was just eating a little bit too much. And here's the thing, when eating sugary stuff and junk food, when you overeat, you don't really notice that much. You know you've done something wrong. You feel guilty about it in your head, but that's it. When I overate the good stuff, the stuff that doesn't have sugar in it, eating some of those other foods, we really felt it when we got full, and we got over full, we felt it all the more, and it was bad. My body would not let me forget that I had done that. It really made me not want to repeat that.
Sugary foods doesn't give you that absolute full feeling, unlike, actual good food without the sugar. So today we're going to talk about how to make sugar-free cookies, because you have those cravings. You're like, man, I really miss chocolate, because let's face it, I really miss chocolate. So we're going to actually go through a recipe provided by theskinnyfork.com, which you'll find the link below, on how to make sugar-free cookies. Now, we're making a few modifications because some of the ingredients do have sugar, but for the most part, the entirety of it is sugar-free.
Well, sugar-free, sort of.
Everything in there is going to be all natural and no added stuff.
You may remember we did some of this stuff with the barbecue sauce. Barbecue sauce routinely has sugar in it, and so did cookies. So we're going to be using fruit to substitute for that sweetness. When in doubt, use fruit for your sweetening.
In this case, we're going to be using bananas and a few other substances. So if you follow me over there, we can go through our ingredients. I don't know about you, but when we started doing this, I am really missing my sweets. Things like ice cream, chocolate, cookies, comfort food, and not only that, happy foods. You're like, whenever somebody thinks of chocolate, who thinks of something sad? You don't think of something sad. You're like, chocolate means happy. And the problem with all those things, even the reduced fat ones, are a ton of sugar, especially the reduced fat. In fact, what they do is they take out the fat and they replace it with more sugar. Pretty much they're doubling their efforts on your sugar intake. We're actually going to try to help you by eliminating all that horrible sugar and making our own cookies. Some of your first ingredients, of course, involve sweetness. Bananas, you want them ripe so you can mash them, because you want to mash them and then add them. It's good stuff. Then we have our unsweetened applesauce. Again, make sure you check the back, but most applesauces we found have nothing but apples, water, and in this case, ascorbic acid to maintain color. But again, no additional sugar. Peanut butter. And it's Smucker's Natural, and what we've noticed about this is the only ingredient in this is peanuts. This is a jar of peanuts. And then, of course, oatmeal. Now, the reason why we have such a big container of oatmeal, we use Old Fashions. It calls for, I believe, Old Fashioned, possibly Quick Instant, but I like Old Fashioned. I'm Old Fashioned. The funny thing is the reason we have such a big container is this is my breakfast. So pretty much we're making cookies out of what I eat every morning for breakfast. Along with your essential like components, you have your spices. A little bit of vanilla extract. You need to be careful with vanilla extract. What we found out is with vanilla extract, you could have the same brand. You could have 4 bottles of, let's say, Essential Everyday or McCormick's. And within those 4 bottles, you are not guaranteed to have the same ingredients. One bottle might be what you want: vanilla bean, alcohol, water. That's it. But your next 3 could have other ingredients. Some could actually have added sugars. I know sometimes you find a brand, you're thinking, I'm going to stick with this brand because I know what's in it. In this case, not so. So no matter what, if it's the McCormick and you've used it before, still check it. Now you could also try making your own vanilla extract, but that's a lot of effort. Besides that, of course, we had a little dash of salt, and then of course we have our cinnamon. And if you are a baker of pumpkin pie, you will normally have nutmeg and cloves lying around. Along with your basic ingredients, you can add things to it. According to the recipe, you can add coconut, peanuts, semi-sweet chocolate chips. Being that we're doing no processed sugar, we're skipping on the chocolate chips because processed sugar. So we might be adding some sliced almonds into ours. Get a little almond on. That was fun. Almond on. Yay. And unrefined cocoa, which of course does not have sugar. It's just unrefined bitter cocoa, but add a little something sweet and you have chocolate. That is it for our cookies. So hopefully this helps you with those, sugary cravings. I know it'll help us with ours. And along with our cookies, we will also be posting pictures of ice cream. Yes, we're making our own ice cream, but not the way you might imagine it. So stay tuned for pictures of cookies and ice cream. We're going crazy.